First home buyers, the new home guarantee scheme is out today. It's the 1st of October 2025. This is the website. So if you navigate here, you can see that we've got the big one, the 5% deposit scheme. What is this new scheme? For the majority of people that are going to take advantage of it, it means that you're now entering the market with a 5% deposit. This isn't new. Obviously, this is just replacing an old scheme, but it's lifted a lot of the limitations of the old one. There's no income caps anymore. You won't pay any LMI. More banks are coming on board with it. There's unlimited spots and no waiting list. So the big ones are no income caps. Previously there were income caps, and the other one is that there's unlimited spots now. Other things worth mentioning, in New South Wales, which is where I'm based, the price cap has been lifted to 1.5 million. So you can now buy for 1.5 million with a 5% deposit. 1.5 million with a 5% deposit. That means you're putting $75,000 down for your deposit, and then you just need to cover stamp duty. What is stamp duty on a $1.5 million purchase? It's roughly $65,000. So you're going to be all in for about $140,000, and then you just need to cover the cost of conveyancing and a few other small costs that are applicable when buying a property. If you bought something on the lower end, say 800 grand, you're just going in with the 5%. Stamp duty is waived. So up to 800,000 stamp duty is waived, and the amount that you pay in stamp duty increases to $1 million, and then you pay the full stamp duty on any amount $1 million plus. So that hasn't changed yet, but there is zero stamp duty on purchases up to 800,000. So being able to buy a property for 800 grand and only putting down $40,000 is insane. I can't really think of a reason why, say, a young couple wouldn't be in a position now to buy themselves at least an apartment and get into the market and stop renting. Right, there's obviously a lot of information on this website that you can go through. There's special schemes for single parents. There's variations of the scheme for people that are buying in regional areas. Something that I wanted to include in this video is a bit of an overview as well of how to complete the form. A lot of people get stuck on that, so let's take a quick look at the form. You can download this form from the website, although if you're working with a broker, which 8 out of 10 of you are, since roughly, or if not more, then 80% of all loans are now going through brokers. If you're working with a broker, they can assist you with this. I send out these forms to my clients and I give them instructions on how to sign it correctly so they get it right the first time. This is the new form for the 5% deposit scheme, for the home guarantee scheme. If you're a single applicant, you just obviously need to fill this out once. If you're a couple, each applicant must complete their own. So you're not having two people sign and complete the same document. For the majority of people, you're going to be completing Part A, Part B, and Part D. So all applicants complete Part A. First home buyers are completing Part B. Only single parents or legal guardians who are applying for that lower percent scheme need to do C, and then everyone needs to do D, which is the stat dec. Very simple. You can complete it on your computer. You can just type your details in for Part A and for Part B. And then for Part D, the blue sections you can fill in at a computer, although I'd probably leave these blank just in case you don't know what day you're going to get this witnessed. And then what you'll do is you'll print off the whole form with the top section completed on computer, and then you'll sign and have it witnessed in ink. So you print this off, you have it witnessed in ink by any of the people on these last couple of pages. You scan that in, send it back to your broker or to your bank. Then the last section is a survey. This is optional. However, whether you complete this or not, you need to scan it and send it back in as well. So this whole thing is 11 pages in total. It's 11 pages. Make sure you scan and send in the whole 11 pages. Alright guys, to check if you're eligible, there is a tool. Otherwise, ask your broker. Property price caps, let's take a look. New South Wales, 1.5 mil in capital cities and regional centres. Other areas, 800. I won't read them all out. You can see them here, but Victoria's 950, Queensland's a mil, Western Australia's 850. They're all there. Alright, the banks which you can go through, all of the majors are here except for ANZ. So you've got CBA, you've got the Westpac Group, you've got NAB, and then you can see a list of the second tier and credit unions that offer this as well. Sometimes the smaller lenders have got competitive rates, but to be honest, the rates are actually good even if you go with a major. They're basically pricing you as if you've got an 80% loan since the government's guaranteeing 20%. Guys, this is a big opportunity. there is no way that this is not going to impact home prices. When they first announced this, they said that the impact was going to be minimal, but there is no way that's the case. We're seeing across the board massive upticks in pre-approvals from first home buyers. There are a lot of people out there that have solid incomes that can now afford to buy these places up to 1.5 million, but had either not yet saved the deposit, or they've recently stepped into earning more, and now that earning capacity is higher, but because they're still new in these higher earning capacity positions, they just haven't saved up enough yet. So my recommendation is, if you are even remotely considering getting into the market, now is the time. It doesn't matter what state you're in Australia. This is definitely going to put upward pressure. There's going to be a lot more competition on these properties up to 1.5 million in New South Wales, just by the property price cap. So get in touch with your broker. If you've got any questions, you can put it in the comment section below.